Hey guys, welcome to the Dan the DM YouTube channel. I'm Dan, and today we're going to cover the One D&D Unearthed Arcana. Stick around. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. So today, I just want to cover, in a few minutes, I want to cover and give you my opinion on the Unearthed Arcana. Biggest thing I want to suggest is, if you guys have an opinion, go out there and leave feedback. By the time this video comes out, the option is going to be out there to give feedback. I'm going to put a link down in the description. Go out there and leave your comments. That's the only way we're going to make change. So, backgrounds. Tying ability score improvements to your background, that just makes a lot of sense to me. I can see where your character, as part of its background, it makes the backgrounds a lot more important. So you could have been raised as an artisan. You could have been raised as an occultist. You could have been raised as a criminal or an entertainer. And you know what? You're going to be studying under a mentor. Maybe you were captured by a criminal syndicate, but you were raised up to learn these skill sets needed to be a criminal. And that's going to benefit you as when you decide to, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to become a rogue. To me, it makes perfect sense to do that. I am totally for tying ability scores to backgrounds. Races, the biggest change there is they're taking away half races, half elves, half orcs. I have no problem with that. I understand the reasoning behind it. So not much to say about that. I have no problem with getting rid of half race. So, as part of the background ability, I think tying a feat to your background is a great idea. I will admit, I am guilty. I am guilty of so often creating a variant human so I can get that feat at first level. This will allow me as a player to broaden the races I can use. There is kind of a power gaming aspect to that, I'll admit, but you know, I'll be glad if I don't have to worry about that. I also like the idea, and this is my understanding, this is the concept of the feat ladder, so that when you start out, you're going to have a first level feat, and then as you get higher, like maybe at 4th level and then at 8th level, you'll get additional feats that will stack on those. I love that idea, because it still gives you options, right? You can still take another feat that doesn't tie into the first level feat you took, but having that option is awesome. All right, now the big one, and this is the one I'm probably hearing the most comments on, and probably the one I have the most comments on, is the D20 test. Under the new proposed rules, remember, that's proposed rules, don't forget to leave feedback. Under the new proposed rules, a 1 or a 20 will always fail or always pass. As a dungeon master, I'm not a big fan of the always pass. A natural 1 has always failed, right? That's not a big change. But there are situations to where a lock might need to be picked, and it might be a DC 25. There might be arcane knowledge that a spellcaster needs to know that might be higher than a natural 20 can find. Maybe it's a religious text that someone's trying to find. An insight into a super smart, super deceptive person. So that's something I'll probably provide feedback on, that I don't think a natural 20 should always be a success on no matter what. Obviously on an attack roll, absolutely. So that leads us to critical hits. Natural 1 is always going to be a failure. It's always going to be a miss, always going to be a failure. I think that's accepted. The new proposed rule is that weapons and unarmed strikes will always get a critical hit on a natural 20, doubling your dice. Same as it's always been. The change to that is going to be on spell attacks. Spell attacks will no longer have a critical hit, thus doubling your dice on a hit from a spell. I don't hate this. The reason I don't, and the logic I've heard and I agree with, is that your spells increase in power as you go up levels. You have the ability to upcast spells. For example, an inflict wound upcast to a higher level could result in 10d10 damage. let's just say I've been a party to a portent dice being handed to me and resulting in 20 d10 damage. Super cool to roll that many dice, but if I was the DM, I'd let it happen because it's cool. But is it the best? Is it overpowered? Yeah, it's overpowered. Melee attacks, unarmed attacks in general don't go up in power the way spells do. So I'm not 100% against that. I can go either way. I think feedback's going to be pretty much predominantly negative on that, and I can understand why. Now, what I don't agree with is the interpretation some people are having. Now, it's not, in my opinion, it's not explicit in here. It's being read into this rule, but it does say it's a special feature for player characters. It does not say critical hits are a feature for dungeon masters, so that's being interpreted as dungeon masters don't get critical hits. Hey, I'm predominantly a dungeon master. I don't think I'll provide positive feedback on that if that is the correct interpretation. So for me, those are the three main items in this Unearthed Arcana. I'm excited about One D&D. I know a lot of people are upset. A lot of people said 5e was good enough. We don't need to change it. There's a lot of people who said first edition. A lot of people who say 3.5 is still good enough. None of that's ever going to change. For me, I think we should embrace the change. We should embrace this opportunity to give our feedback. Let's give Wizards of the Coast the feedback they need to make this game our game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. When the next One D&D Unearthed Arcana comes out, I'll come out and give you my opinion on that one. Until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching the video. We'll see you later. Bye. So, of course, natural 1 is always a miss, no matter what your modifiers are. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Woo! I didn't get that on tape, did I? You didn't get that, did you? There's no one behind that camera. Excuse me. So, critical hits.